Parker is an enthusiastic, energetic 7-year-old. He loves swimming and playing basketball. He's a voracious reader of all books, particularly animal books. He loves to quiz people on animal facts.
Yes, it is a bear intelligent.
240 miles an hour.
What? 242.
He knows his stuff.
He was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I received a phone call from his pediatrician that after several weeks of trying to figure out what was going on, that he actually had multiple large masses under his rib cage. So we went from there to the hospital and then had biopsies and port placement to start chemotherapy. And it was very hard for Alston. He's 4.5 years older, so he's always been, they're good friends, but he's also had an element of being protective older brother. So it was hard to see his brother sick, and then it was hard for us to be apart so much as a family. He had over 120 doses of chemotherapy. Life went from the old version of normal to a whole new way of life pretty much instantaneously. So
I thought of like, uh-oh, I don't know what to do. And then when I sat at my desk, I was like, ooh, well, I know a lot about animals, so what happens if I be a zookeeper? I wanted to pick something that would be fun for my family.
I got a phone call from the Charlotte Make-A-Wish office saying they had a wish child whose wish was to be a zookeeper, and wanted to know if he was to choose the North Carolina Zoo, what would we be able to do? Well, we were determined he's going to choose the North Carolina Zoo.
So over the course of the last couple of years, Lending Tree recently launched a program called Lend a Hand. As part of this initiative, we decided to partner with Make-A-Wish because it was very important for us as an organization to partner with a company that allowed us to make a one-to-one impact through the opportunity to grant their wishes.
I hoped to see a lot of animals and to train a lot of them.
The first thing that we did to plan for his day was to make sure that we had everything set up so that our animals were comfortable to come up and to visit him, and to make sure that we had enough enrichment and toys for our polar bear and training sessions available so that he could have the most out of his time with us at Rocky Coast.
The day was, it was just really, really overwhelming. It was an amazing day. It far exceeded our expectations, everything that everybody here at the zoo did to make it it was as if they had thought of everything possible. Really just so there was so much joy and laughter, and the experiences that he had, that as a 6-year-old, he was so excited about, petting a rhinoceros's horn on a live rhinoceros and feeding giraffe and riding in the back of a truck and feeding all sorts of prairie animals. I feel like as he gets older, he'll even be able to appreciate more just how special and unusual that was, that he's had experiences that most people will never have in their life. And so, to have those at 6 is pretty spectacular.
The one moment for me with Parker, I think it might have been for me, would have been at the rabbit or the fennec fox when he was feeding them. It was just the smile and just the upbeat, knowing how excited he was all day, but it was also seeing Mom and Dad smile too. That meant a lot to me.
I think Parker's family felt like they were a normal family for a day, and I think that's something that they really needed with all that they have been through. And I think they'll take that with them. Memories that they made will always be there.
When you go through something like this and you see, this really cool kid with this great family, and you know what they've been through, that empathy is so high, and you just, all of us are parents, so we can't imagine what they've been through.
One of the big focuses we've talked about with him is that you've had cancer, but cancer doesn't define who you are. And it is part of your story, and it's a big part of your story, and it's a big part of our story as a family. But it doesn't define us as a family. It doesn't define who we are. And I feel like taking part in Make-A-Wish enabled us to kind of close that door and move forward with our life.
The power of a wish is to give the kids hope, to give them something to look forward to when they're going through the treatments, when they're going through the chemo and the radiation and so much, that most adults couldn't handle. And these kids need something to look forward to. And I think that the power of a wish is to give them that, and the families who go through it as well.
And it brings community and people together. And in this day and time, it shows that there's still so much good in the world. It truly brings joy to the lives, not only of the Wish family, but all those involved. And it's just contagious. If you get involved with Make-A-Wish, you just want to continue on.
I think Parker has articulated the power of a wish best. On the first day of school this year, his first grade teacher called me to tell me that she was talking about first day jitters for the first day of first grade, and they were all talking about times when they had been scared in the past. He shared that he was scared when he had to get chemo, and he had to get all the needles and all the shots and all the blood work and all the medicines that made him feel worse rather than better. She asked him, well, when did you no longer have the jitters? When were you no longer scared? He said that he was no longer scared on the day that he got to be a zookeeper and have his wish.
Do you think wishes are important for every kid?
Yes. So they get hope, and they will see the future. Can see the future.